What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Neighbors Podcast, where we are your neighborly neighbors, helping you with neighborly educational life lessons.
Absolutely.
That help you pass on to your neighbors and yourself and your family and friends. Cool. So, with that being said, I am one of your hosts, Andre, and that is my other host right there, Mr. Mont.
Big Mont, baby. Back in the building. Back in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's good. We're doing good. How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty great. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm doing pretty great. So today's topic that we want to discuss today is want to make the right decisions. And we have about 3 to 6 different ways to give you when to make the right decisions. So let's get into it. So the first one that I would like to discuss is it impacts your future outcomes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when making the right decisions, you want to make sure that you're making the right decision because it will definitely impact your future outcome. Why? Because most time decisions help shape and influence your income.
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
Yes. And it also helps shapes your lifestyle. It shapes your habits. It shapes your family. It shapes you to just be a better, productive person in the world. And it's not just about income. That was the first one that just spoke out to me. But it definitely helps shape your influence on your future. So, do you want to speak on that or touch on that one when it's important or why?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, for me, I would like to discuss on that one, and it's each decision, it definitely influences your direction. It influences the way you speak, the way you talk. It helps with emergency situations where a lot of times a lot of us were going through very hardship decisions. You know, if it's come with moving, if it's with job related, if it's with relationship related, everyday life situation. So it definitely impacts your future because you want to make sure that when we're talking about these areas that you limit as much as possible the negative, the bad. A lot of us, we get new jobs, we sit there, we complain about the new job that you just asked for, but you didn't realize that what it entails with this new job. You were just looking at income base.
And it also goes with the old job you may have and still trying to figure it out if you're going to stay or not.
Yep, because some things, the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Because how many times have we seen people go on the other side and come back?
Oh, I see it a lot of times. I'm not even going to lie to you, especially at my job. You've seen a lot of people leave and then they'll badmouth it for about a week, 2 weeks,
right? And
then like the next 3-4 months, they want to know. They want to know if they can get back in.
Hey man, remember me?
It's crazy. It's crazy. So
sound like a bad ex.
Yeah. So
hey, I'll see you doing things different. I just it's not like I've been stalking you or anything. I just want to know what you got going on.
So this is when it's important to when you at those crossroads and those cross blocks. Those are some of the things, like I said, business. If it's a business decision, if it's relationship, if it's again work related, that's when it's important to understand that your decisions impact your future in those areas for sure. And so you want to know how to identify when you're making the right decisions and how to actually figure out if you're making the right decisions or not. And the first one that I would say is take a pause. Take a step back, and reassess.
The reassess moment.
Yeah. So
that means I got to start from scratch.
Not necessarily. You just have to take a step back and reassess your situation.
Okay.
Make sure that you know all your ducks are in a row. If that's what they say.
What if they not though?
Well, you just make the best of your abilities and make sure
and make it work
for you. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. The beauty of that is you don't want one bad apple to ruin the batch.
Right.
So don't let one downside deter you away from your outcome, because that one downside may be the actual blessing and key for the whole overall picture. That's how I look at that.
Okay, I can dig that.
You know, and a lot of times I didn't look at it that way, where I didn't see that one key piece being a pivotal role in my lesson. So what I always was doing was fighting why. But now I started to embrace that one negative and turn it into a positive. Oh yeah. So with in order to do that, you got to make sure that you're assessing yourself properly.
Okay.
So again, like I said, take a step back, write some stuff down, write down what works for you, write down what doesn't work for you, write down what you think you can change, what you're willing to change, and get the counsel. Actually ask somebody for help.
Oh, you asking a lot with that one.
Listen,
that asking for help from anybody is
being
always
prideful and
be...
shameful is a dosage of destruction. Yeah, that's a dosage of destruction, if you ask me, because you're so prideful that you're trying to figure out things on your own. You're not realizing that you may have one thing wrong out this whole equation, and somebody else may be able to help you figure out that equation and figure out that one symbol that you got wrong
and figure it out quick.
Yes, sir.
It's like on the outside looking in, you going through it, but somebody see what you're going through and they're like, yo, I already know what this issue is. Let me just, you know what I'm saying, give him a little bit of insight of what it could be to fix it, because I know what it is to fix it. Now, after I give you that insight, it's up to you to take it and run with it.
Of course. And be humble. And, you know, that's a word that is very 50-50 for me, being humble. But what I'm learning with that is, instead of you being humble and holding back your blessings, be humble and have gratitude. That's the difference. You don't have to show off your car, your jewelry. Actually, no, I'm saying that wrong. You can show off your car and your jewelry and so forth, because you worked hard for that. That's what you worked hard for.
But it's not for me to show you that. It's not me. It's me showing what I was able to get for my humbleness.
Correct.
I'm not doing it to show you or stunt on you, to make it look like, well, I got it, you ain't got it. That kind of...
Correct,
you know
correct.
And you see a lot of that, where it's like, yo, I'm out here, I got it, yeah, look what I did. At the same time, it's like, yo, what I figured out, what I found out kind of slowly was, when I worked hard for things that I've had, it's a different atmosphere about me compared to me getting it another way, and then others seeing that way, kind of how I got it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of times we grew up watching the flashy ones, and we're always told those same ones, yo, why don't you just be humble? But
I watched you do it a whole certain kind of way, and you telling me to be a certain kind of way with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I see how you got it.
I worked hard. So,
you know what I'm saying?
And if jewelry is something that this person like, or a brand new car is something that this person desire, and they literally worked hard for that, you know, you telling a person to be humble for something that they worked hard, it's maybe you should be humble and ask for grace.
Right.
You know, so again, that's a whole nother topic, but that's the first one. So the second reason that you want to make sure that you're making the right decision is to avoid long-term regrets. Yes. So why is this important? When you don't make the right decision, and years down the line, months down the line, you figure it out, and it's too late. You missed your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You dropped the ball, if that's what they say, right? So you want to avoid regrets as much as possible, because as long as you sit back and you continue to regret, you will continue to stay stagnant. And that's not something that we want to do. So in order to avoid those regrets, you definitely want to make sure that you're making the right decisions. And that's also with what we discussed prior, making sure that the relationship that you have with not your family, but your spouse that you're planning on being with, or you're already with, you want to make sure that this person is your forever person. Nobody wants to get married down the line and get divorced 20 years later or 15 years later. Nobody wants to get divorced.
Nobody really wants to do that.
Correct. Right? So when we say making poor decisions, you just want to make sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and not ignoring the red flags. And that also goes along with work opportunities. If you're getting promotions, if you're going from a operator to a managerial position, you just want to make sure that you're making the right decisions for yourself, and it's not a monetary gain, because a lot of times monetary does not equal happiness. So you want to make sure you're happy with these decisions that you're making, so you won't avoid regret. So that's why it's important to me. And another reason why it's important is you don't want to feel pressured by others when you're unsure of something. So again, if you don't want to feel peer pressure with taking that drink and driving, or taking that drug that you don't even know what's actually inside of the pill or the wrap
right now. They messing up the game.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
And this is not an advocacy for drug use or any of those kind of things of that nature, but from what we have seen has been a very tumultuous aspect of the drug culture, to where it's, if you are involved with some kind of drug, I wouldn't say nothing harsh, but as they would call it, like a party aspect of a drug, depending on how your body reacts to it. You knew what it entailed and what it could do. Now we're in the aspect of, will that drug be the last drug that you take and your party is canceled? Sorry, baby, balloons popped. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that goes even with that aspect. If that was the lifestyle that you live, there are people that got out of that lifestyle and found a better, higher calling, and have found things that have substituted that party lifestyle for another party lifestyle, but in a positive light. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
It's very hard. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know what it is, you see all the movies from the 80s and the 70s, the party lifestyle of certain narcotics and things of that nature. But now it's like that nature of the party could be your last party.
Yep.
So maybe it's the best thing for you to do is maybe.
Right.
Hold on. What did he say? What Beanie Siegel say in State Property?
State Property. Which one?
The first one.
Oh, Jesus, I don't remember.
No. What did he say? Stop partying. Because remember when Beans got locked up, you know what I'm saying? They had code words for everything they was doing. So he's like, yo, so and so got a party thrown for him, but the party was the words of them getting robbed. And this was him. Beans had the security guy behind him and everything. And his thing was, maybe you need to stop partying.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So that's crazy. So you want to take the time to reflect and make sure that these decisions that you're deciding is not impulsive or not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when you meet a new woman, make sure that you take the time to reflect and make sure that it's something that is going to be for the betterment of both parties. Definitely for the betterment of yourself.
Man, you asking a lot, man.
But I know. But listen, you know what I'm saying. A lot of times,
I could be Luther Vandross, man. Only for one night.
Hey, if you feel like that,
you know what I'm saying. But
ask yourself about that regret 20 years later when you feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Checks later. Do you still feel like that because you probably done slipped up because of that one night?
Babies, unplanned child.
Unplanned child.
You know, a lot of stuff can happen.
Slip partying inside of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That can like mess up your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So
when it comes down to avoiding regrets, you really just want to make sure that you're taking the time and using logic.
Even though it's a part of the game. It's a part of life.
Use logic, use common sense. And
as I got older, think about the right head you want to use.
And please use the sense that God has given you to make sure that you remember when you're deciding these things that everything is on the line.
Because you got to remember every time you jump in the ocean, you might not have a life raft. Exactly. You might not have a life jacket. So when you jumping out in there and enjoying yourself and partying and everything, it's good for the moment. I can say this. I can say this honestly from experience. Before you decide to jump in the ocean, man, make sure you got a life preserver on.
No, seriously.
Because it can give you years of turmoil, things that you may not know that you wanted, or things that you may need. For some people, it may be a blessing. For some people, it could be a curse.
Listen, and
it's good.
It's more of a curse.
You think it's good, but at the same time, because once again, it's that night. You're not thinking realistically.
Yep.
But it never fails. That morning after, and we said we was gonna talk raw, so we're gonna talk raw. That post nut clarity hit.
Yo, seriously.
And you realize, first of all, Shorty was bad at the club. Shorty was bad.
I was drunk.
I was drunk.
He was intoxicated.
I was out there, but I just woke up and I probably just stepped on a diaper and some Vienna sausages.
That's crazy.
Crazy work, yo. Did I not see that last night? No, because I wanted to tell.
Yep.
But that can of sardines that's over there next to the damn juicy juice, I ain't paying no attention to it because I wanted to tell.
No, seriously.
And then I wake up and I'm like, this old shoe. So I'm not saying me. I'm just saying this is the visuals that I give because I've been in these positions. So I want to keep it. We decided once we did this, especially this platform, as you can see, we switched it right now. We decided that we was going to keep it honest and keep it raw with people, and
that's the only way we can be.
And that's what we want to do right now. And we don't want to be fugazi with nobody. We just want to be real, because for us to reach the audience that we want to be without being extra or how other people try to decide to get their views or whatever, we want to be real and have you have a view
and authentic
being authentic
and definitely being authentic.
You know what I'm saying?
And I would like to add to that because I've been my own victim of regret, making some very indecisive decisions that were very, very impulsive because I was thinking with a different head than my other head.
Impulsive tailgating and impulsive buying.
Yeah, man. Seriously. And then also, you thinking with your heart versus your mind in a lot of occasions. Your mind is telling you one thing, but your heart is asking for something.
Are you sure you want that?
Yeah.
I want that. 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 Maybe that's not what you want at the moment.
Yep.
Shut up, heart.
Yep.
I know what I see and what I want.
Or vice versa. Sometimes your heart is looking for love.
Sometimes you're wrong with your heart.
And that's what I mean. Like a lot of times I was running with my heart looking for a substance of love. And what I end up getting was a substance of hurt. So, and then what happens is you end up regretting because you put a lot of time into these situations,
right?
If it's a relationship, if it's a work situation, like you put a lot of time into these things,
and you don't even pay attention. And how it goes, I don't mean to interrupt. Excuse me. We chilling. Hour, 2 hour, 3 hour,
3 months, 3 years.
Months. Yo, time is going by, and you thinking like you just like. You're chilling, you relaxing because your comfortability, and you like, wait a minute, I've been here for like 6 months.
And ain't no work get done.
Ain't nothing
get done except for y'all just basking in the moment.
We just here, and we riding the wave.
Yep.
And that 6 months go by, and you're like, dang. So, like some people say, and you get that you get that ask. So what are we?
Yep. And guess
And
what?
you're like, I just thought we was chilling.
All because you're so basking in the moment, and then your glories that you're like, oh my God, you think is relief, and so that question get asked, and then when that question get asked, mark my word, both parties are not feeling the same.
Yeah,
both people are not feeling the same way.
It kind of like turns into us just basically wasting each other's time.
And then now it's well, we might as well try this out because you've been around for X amount of time.
And then what do I end up doing? What do we end up doing? Now you end up being there.
Yep.
Year.
Yep.
2 years.
Yep.
Now you married. Now kids pop out, and at the same time we still didn't figure out what we wanted in the beginning.
No communication.
Because, there's no communication. We basically just here filling that block in a Jenga piece.
Yep. That
should have been taken out a long time ago. Because now we're just sitting here riding the wave of just being together.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn. I really don't like you. What you mean you don't like me?
Now, you know what happens?
You know what I'm saying?
Those conversations don't even happen, though. A lot of times the conversation is, yo, I know you're talking behind my back to somebody else. And all you have to do is just tell me. But see, that's what happens when, again, you don't take the time to look at all the pieces. And then now, next thing you know, you regretting and you about to kill this person.
I'm gonna see if I can blink that out.
Because you're about to hurt this person, right?
Yeah, because you really don't know me.
Yeah.
What you mean you don't? I've been with you for so long. I've been with you, but I've just been cruising with you. I don't really know you.
Yep.
I didn't know you did that. Like, yeah, I always did this. Like,
so
shoot. Well, actually, I've been doing it. It's just that you didn't know because I kind of like put it to the side because it wasn't working at that moment in that area.
Or now with work on the work side, here you go. You sit there and you think, okay, I got a raise. As a manager. You got 10, 15 more bucks an hour in your pocket. Now, what you didn't think about was you had unlimited overtime when you were an operator. You had unlimited breaks. You had it very, very good. Now that you went to this managerial position, now your salary, all that stuff kind of come to a cease. And you have a lot more responsibility for that extra $10, $15 that you just gained an hour. And what happens is it's so much responsibility that you did not take the time to really think about the full scope of the position. You just thought, oh, I'm about to be a boss. Everybody is not meant to be a boss.
Everybody not meant to be a boss.
You're not meant to be a boss.
Everybody is not meant to be a boss.
For that.
It's funny because we just had this conversation about you being in a higher position and I'm under you. And then the position that you had, I'm taking your position.
Yep.
I know your position. I watch you do your position.
Yep.
I watch how you maneuver your position. But at the same time, how did I explain it? Everybody isn't meant to be a head coach.
Yep.
Some people that are assistant coaches, sometimes your job is just to be an assistant. Everybody isn't built to lead.
You think Doc Rivers is meant to be an assistant or a head coach? All right, never mind. We get
That's something different.
Because you say that, and
but it's true because I'm in this position kind of like right now, watching somebody go from being a head coach and having an assistant coach hold that position down and won't listen to and doesn't have the mindset of the head coach.
Yeah. So
how they attack. I'm gonna say attack, but how they go towards their people is, as an assistant coach, is cool. But as a head coach, you have to understand and learn your people.
Yep.
And because you don't know your people, because you don't know your people, how you're coming off in those situations, it totally blows everything out the water.
And now you got a whole room full of uncomfortable, disgruntled employees.
Because they're like this. I don't know why they are talking to me like this, that, and third. Everybody isn't meant to be a leader. Everybody isn't meant to be a head coach. And that goes from players going in the head coach positions.
Yep.
that goes.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Or the players going into big roles like Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you're good as a player doesn't mean that you're good to do executive roles.
But maybe I brought that up too. You can't be a head coach because how your mind works and how you maneuver. Your job is to see the talent that comes in. Mm-hmm. So you have to be in a higher position to bring in and be able to move people the way how you want them. Your job is to create the structure.
Yeah.
You're not able to coach because coaching isn't your forte. You have an overall view of the situation. So your job is to bring people into that situation and then create the structure of the format of what you want. So you can't be a head coach. Head coaching may not be your forte. But if you have the forewithal and the accumulation of having a higher capacity of seeing the whole view, maybe you're meant to move a lot further up. Because once you move up, you're able to see the floor. You're able to see the whole surroundings of the area. Mm-hmm. I don't like how that goes. I can't move. I can't do that as a head coach. Because as a head coach, I gotta listen to what y'all tell me up there.
Correct.
So I can't make the moves. I can bark at you all day long. And guess what? All right, coach. I've seen players tell coaches to shut the hell up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Shut up. You ain't even built for that. Shut up. And I see coaches do like this, just like this, and they'll fall back. All right, cool.
Coaches that got fired because the players
talk.
Next day said, "Yo, get rid of him."
I don't like how he moving.
They got rid of that coach. So you know, again, don't rush. Take your time.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're on a tangent. I don't know where we're at right now.
Nah, yeah, we're still on number 2. We're still on number 2.
Okay.
So the last one that I want to discuss is why making sure that you're making the right decisions is important is because of personal growth. This is where an area that I love because I love growth personally. And so I want to make sure that it's important to understand that when it comes to personal growth, you want to make the right decision that is allowing you to grow, to learn, and to experience. You know what I mean? So it's important because if you don't know when to make the right decisions, you don't know when to walk away. And you don't know how to be your own leader. You don't know when to learn from experiences. You almost refuse to know what is good and what is bad.
Right.
In a sense, in a nutshell. So with personal, it can stagnate you if you don't make the right decisions, or it can make you go from 0 to 100 real quick. You know, I've seen some things and some people where because you didn't have a job, you got treated a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then I also watched the same people that worked towards being something that didn't have a job, but they were so determined and they had a whole bunch of resilience that once they started accomplishing things on their own way, in their own right, they started to grow significantly. The experiences that they started to grab were lifelong lessons. They were learning. They learned from their mistakes. It don't take you more than 2 times or 3 times to learn from a mistake when you're growing the right way.
Right.
It take you 1 or 2. A hard-headed person is going to keep taking you lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson. Next thing you know, you won't learn nothing from it. So it's important to understand that when it comes to making decisions, it is important to know that certain yeses and certain nos, certain situations, it can stunt your growth. It can. I'm just saying because I was a person that I love growth. But what happened was I didn't allow myself to grow because I was too stuck in experiences that I had 10 years ago.
Okay.
So what happened was because I was stuck in these situations, I limited my growth. I stunted my own growth
You stopped your progression.
I stopped my progression. And then next thing you know, every time I had something new coming up, I will revert back to those old ways and making poor choices based off of pretty much the experiences that I came from.
I wasn't gonna say bad decisions.
It was bad decisions and experiences.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because what happens is you keep thinking about what happened before. What happened before. What happened before.
I don't want to repeat that.
You don't want to repeat it.
I don't want to.
So you get afraid, and the next thing you know, you stop your growth. You just stop learning. You just back away and just say, "I'm cool with that." So again, when is it good to decide to know when is it the right decision for growth? Is when it involves your growth. If you're on social media and you see comedy reel, if you're trying to be a CEO and not a comedian, is those comedy reels helping you, or are they stunting your growth? Unless you're trying to be a comedian, I don't see the reason for watching 20 comedic reels.
It's more of an algorithm.
And a 30-minute
I've learned
ordeal.
Yeah, right. I've learned it's more of an algorithm too. The more things that if you like watching cheeks clap continuously, that's what your algorithm gonna give you.
Correct.
Cheeks clapping. If I start a page and everything that I follow has motivation, continuance of progression, things of that nature, my algorithm is going to give me everything that I ask for.
100%.
It's going to give me how to better myself. It's going to give me growth. It's going to give me progression. If not, I understand that you might, we all know what we like to look at for some people. You might get a mixture of both.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? At the same time, you might get a mixture of both. But guess what? That one that leads you that way is taken away from what you need to go that way with.
Yep, and that's what we're talking about.
And that's basically what we
poor choices. It stunts your growth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he just said, it's crazy because that's a good one that you mentioned, the algorithm part, because a lot of people don't understand.
Oh, absolutely.
You wake up.
I didn't get it. I really didn't get it until I was trying to figure out. We were trying to figure out certain apps for the youngins and them to go on, and the one youngin, all they do is look up history. All they look up is cosplay. So that algorithm goes with with history, cosplay, and things of that nature. Another one looks up other stuff, funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guess what the algorithm gives them? The funny stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's all about what you decide to focus your progression on, or what you're going to get more of.
And when
things slip through the crack, of course. But guess what? It's up to you to have the forethought to understand. Like, hey, don't give it any kind of credence.
And that's why it's really good to start your morning off how you want to end your morning, or how you want to end your day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to have a happy day, you start with a happy video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't start with you waking up to cheeks clapping.
I get it. Though.
Yeah, you woke up and you probably wished you. Yeah, I get it. You probably wished you had some last night.
I want to turn it up soon as I start my day. Well, at the same time, whatever I start that day off with, like me personally, I start my day with classical music to like get me straight up. If I lead into something crazy during the midday, which I mostly do, I do. But for the most part, my start of my morning is classical music, because I need to get myself together. I need to focus. I need to set my blocks. That's just me personally. I know what you listen to, Dre, because I know how you like to get busy. But with you, hold on. But with you, you have balance.
Correct.
And with your balance, it works.
But let me tell you though, it's so funny you say that.
Did I just put you on the spot, guys?
Yes, this morning. I kid you not. This morning I said, I need a better way of starting my mornings. Because how, like we just said, how you start your morning.
I get it. I need that boost. I need that kick. I get it.
It take me about 3 hours to get out that mode.
I get it.
I'm driving.
I get it. Okay, juices is fun. Yeah. You know what? And you know what?
Next,
start your morning off with something that will not only boost your conscience, but still able to get you to stay focused.
Positivity, man. And so,
do I get up? Do I get up? I listen to everything. You already know, bro.
Yeah.
I listen to everything. If I wake up listening to Slipknot, people equal shit, guess what? That's my morning. But at the same time, guess what?
Yep.
My day, I am on 10 the whole time. Because I needed that morning boost.
Yep.
So I set my foundation of how I was going to be that whole day. But at the same time, it's like this. Did I need that at that morning?
Nope.
Did I need that at that time?
Nope. And it's crazy because even like you just said, I told myself today, I said, I think I'm gonna start with my daily affirmations and daily.
I think it's safer. I think it's safer for us to do.
I'm like, I'm gonna do my daily guides first in the morning, driving to work,
and then whatever I lead to afterwards.
Yeah, it because those are what's more important to me, and I notice when I'm listening to the music in the morning, and I'm very open with music. And I like to start my day off different. Right. Like you said.
Do I run a trap house? Yes. Am I bigger than Colombo? Yes. Am I moving across state lines and across the Atlantic Ocean?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then when I get to work, guess what?
I want to knock somebody head off because I see as soon as I walk into work, I see something and I'm like,
I can't stand it. Y'all couldn't figure that out while I was gone?
Oh my God. I'll be like, y'all keep going. And I had to understand recently where that came from.
It comes with my beginning.
It comes with my beginning. So again, that's personal growth.
You can do it. We're not telling you that you can't do it.
So here's what I want to tell you: how to know when it's time to make the right decisions when it comes to personal growth.
Survey says,
especially when we're talking about this right now, self-awareness. I love to make sure that I am self-aware with what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and where I'm doing it, to give me an understanding of why, what made me do this. So self-awareness is key. Making sure that you're self-aware about yourself, your surroundings, your situations, your goals, your values. You know what I mean? Like, understand what you want out of life. And if Future Trap Lord don't fit the bill, don't listen to the song.
It make me feel good though, Dre.
I get it, but there's if there's no growth and that just resort to you wanting to go backwards and to hustle some dope or something like that, it's no growth. That's all right.
I've seen six figure brothers in the future.
I get it.
I've seen it with the suit and tie on it. But guess what they do when they get out of their vehicle? When they get out of that AMG, it's grind mode.
Listen, but
it's go time.
You know what though? What I learned though with those people, they had discipline. They stirred away from that music for a year or more to focus. Now they incorporate that music because they know what it takes to get to the levels that they need.
I'm at the level.
Or they're already at that level.
Once I hop up that X6 in this purple label.
It's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Once I hop out of it and I'm like this.
I hear a lot of
time.
I hear a lot of NBA players say what they listen to when they're working out in the gym. And I'm like, how?
What you mean how?
I
get it. But what you mean how though, bro?
Like that's what you mean. So again, it doesn't fit my growth. So
until I get there, then I can say I can do it.
You know what I mean? And again, they're in a whole different
Tax bracket.
Tax bracket. So they can listen to this music and have a trainer right there on the side of them saying, hey, fix your formation. Where me, I have to have that different, attitude. Hey, yo, I jumped into the pool. Boom, boom. I'm more self-aware of what moves my needle. You know what I mean? What reflects my goals. Because
it might be 38 Special, it might be Beethoven.
It is probably 38 for me. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So, but
that's neither here nor
but this helps you align yourself with your vision and your goals, though.
Right.
When you want to make the right decisions with personal growth,
you're going to change.
You're going to change things in your life, and you're going to make sure that you add things in your life and remove things in your life to make sure these things align with your vision
and come to fruition.
So, again, those are my 3 things, which is it impacts your future outcomes. You can avoid a lot of regrets, and it can enhance or decrease your personal growth. So, which one you decide, it's really on you. But the whole matter of it is it's the importance of understanding what it takes, how it takes, and where it takes. A lot you guys see the podcast a lot of times. We're constantly switching some things up, and a lot of times in the beginning we weren't making the right decisions because we weren't looking up what it took for a podcast. So we were just going off of what we wanted, what we thought, and we weren't making the right decisions. Next thing you know, we're 300 episodes in, and we're still now trying to figure out the landscape of it. Now, the beauty of it is, again, you got to know the right time to quit and not quit. And we're definitely not going to quit because, like this man said earlier, we're not one of those groups that are doing anything crazy to boost up our views and boost up our money or monetary gains or whatnot. So
we just basically want to boost up your encouragement.
Correct. And boost your vision, boost your mindset, change your mindset. And, even today, I thought about, the right decision. Keep going with the podcast because, we're not getting paid for this at all. And we literally dedicate a lot of time and effort into giving you guys this content. So, I decided to make the right decision and to keep it going because this is what not only helped me grow, but it helps you all grow. Because I'm pretty positive there's one person out there that watched us from beginning to end and seen our adversity, seen our determination, and seen our resilience. And it gave them hope to make sure that they're doing the right things and making the right decisions just by listening to
2 normal dudes from Buffalo.
Hear us, make mistakes, try and fix mistakes, try and right our wrongs, admittance, so again, just make sure that you're making the right decisions for yourself. And I'm going to throw this bonus in there because it's not even just yourself. Make sure you're doing it for what God wants you to do. Make sure that the decision is with Him. And that's all I really got to say after that. So, again, I love you all. Please keep on supporting everybody. Keep supporting the podcast. Keep supporting the show. Keep giving us feedback. And we're going to keep on making this thing better. And I kid you not, I know it's going to work out in its best way in the near future. But yeah, we gonna keep on making the decision to keep on putting out this content, man. So, I don't know what else Mont got to say and add to this.
Worst case scenario, final episode gonna be one of the best final episodes you ever see if it ever come to that point. But until then, we treat every day like a final episode, so we can give you as much information that you need to help you better yourself, to make you to be the best good neighbor to others across that fence. We look at it like, if you ever remember the show Home Improvement with Tim the Two Man Taylor, how he was always over the fence. That's how we kind of look at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We named this thing the Good Neighbors for a reason, not from us being from Buffalo and being in the city of good neighbors, but to be a good neighbor to each other.
Yes, sir.
To be a good neighbor to your actual neighbor. To be a good neighbor to the person across the street from you. To be a good neighbor to the person you work with. Even though you may have differences of opinions or things of that nature, worst comes to worst case scenario, you will want your neighbor to help you out in any situation. So what we try to do right now is basically continue to be the best us that we can be, so we can give you the best you that you can be. So, worst case scenario, in a nutshell, make it do what it do. I'm Lamont.
I'm Drizzy.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.